Hi everyone, once again, welcome back to Privatisation Economics. Let's learn more. So today we're going to talk about business organizations. And at the end of this session, we should be able to identify the basic features of a business. If your dad has a business, you better listen up now. So we're going to compare types of business organizations and of course, analyze the merits and demerits of privatization. So let's begin, let's jump on it. First, what is a business? A business is any organization that aims at making profit. The key word there is making profit. So UNICEF doesn't make profit, but it is an organization. Red Cross does not make profit, but it is an organization. And if you start something within your area, maybe like helping the poor or charity, it's an organization, but they don't make profit. So that's why it's not called a business. For everybody out there running a business, their only aim is to make profit by using the factors of production. And so they produce goods and services that people enjoy, people find benefit in, or find utility according to the keyword in economics. Therefore, they make money from that. I hope you understand. And if you do business, you could be rich as this guy, Bill Gates. We all know him. Okay, that's very good. So let's go about sole proprietorship. These are forms of business. Number one is sole proprietorship. And of course, it has advantage and it has disadvantage. Let's start with advantages. So a sole proprietorship business is a one-person business. Often they say a one-man business, but in this case, a one-woman business. So what are the advantages of starting a business for just yourself? And that is, it's easy to start and run with small funds. So if you want to start a sole proprietorship business, you might not need all the money in the world, just need little money to start your business. Can you think about any business we can start with small money, like POS that is everywhere right now? Yes. Or maybe just selling things to your friends. Yes, that's a business, and we call that sole proprietorship. Number two, profit or decision making is not shared. So if you're a sole proprietor, like the owner of a one-person business, then you don't have to consult everyone to make decisions about your business. If you run a shop where you sell clothes to people and you want to charge a higher price or a lower price, or you want to do marketing, or you even want to come to work late, guess what? Nobody's going to stop you because it's your business, and of course, it's no one's business. And number three, it's closer to the consumer. Sole proprietorships are very much close to the consumer. They're close to people. So you look around you, every business around you are mostly owned by sole proprietors. So they are very much available in small sizes around us, on our streets, on our phones, everywhere we go, sole proprietors are there. Kudos to all the people starting the business right now. We're doing a great job for our country. And let's talk about the disadvantage of that. Number one, it expands slowly due to small capital size. So, of course, because it's so small in terms of its capital, but it doesn't expand really fast like multinational companies will do, or the private companies or public companies will do, because it's very small. The POS person that makes withdrawals and deposits along the street, when has the person really expanded? Are you sure the person really expanded? Well, it takes a while before they do, but they still do, but it's not like as effective as you would run a bigger business. Number two, it's subject to unlimited liability. This is a key concept you have to understand in economics. Unlimited liability. Imagine, liability means debts, owing people money or owing at all. So, which means as a sole proprietor, this woman, this baker, would have unlimited liability. She can borrow as much as she wants. She can borrow all the money in the world she wants to start a business. But there is a catch to that. She's not a legal entity, which means she must pay back every money that she has ever borrowed. Also, not being a legal entity simply means that she and her business are the same. Let me put it to you like this. If you own a shop and you sell clothes, and we do business together, and there's something wrong in our contract, or maybe you sold me a bad cloth, or maybe I borrowed you money to expand your business, and you can't pay me back. If I go to your shop to meet you and I don't find you there, do you know where I'm going to next? Your house. Why am I going to your house? Because you and your business are the same to me in the eye of the law, in the eye of everybody. But imagine Domino's does something to you. Whose house are you going to? I don't know. They probably can't go to the CEO's house. Okay, number three, the death of the owner might end the business. Sad to say, if this woman dies, the chances are our store, no matter what name it is, even if it is Success, confectionery business, it will still, at some point, maybe not survive that period, because most times originality is what makes sole proprietorship. So when people start a business, they know what they're doing with it, and when they're no longer available for that business, the chance of that business surviving might not be there because people don't have what it takes to run it apart from them. Okay, good. It's not only sole proprietorship that exists in Nigeria, we also have partnership form of business where we have more than one person starting a business together. Of course, two heads are better than one, but it's not just two people, it can be more than two people. So let's talk about the merit of it. More capital can be raised by 2 to 20 people. So we can have two people running a business as a partnership, but they can be up to 20. Anything beyond 20 is not acceptable by law, technically. Number two, they make better decisions than sole proprietors because these are made by partners. They have some form of deliberation, conversation before they make decisions. Imagine you have someone to talk to about the problem your business is facing. Sharing ideas together would work effectively. Number three, the death of one partner won't end the business. Sure, when one person dies, sadly again, if he dies, the business might continue because she knows the business as well, but it's not in all cases. We get to learn about that in the disadvantage. For number one, capital is limited to the contribution of the partners. So if you have 20 partners, the capital might be substantive, but it still limits to how much they have as partners. Number two, they are subject to unlimited liability as well, just similarly to a sole proprietor. So in terms of business, the sole proprietor and the partnership business are treated similarly. And the last one is the death of the major partner might not end the business, the death of the major partner will end the business, but the death of any partner might not end the business. So of course, let's just use football as an example. A football team like maybe Madrid or Chelsea or Liverpool are on the field playing. If their star man is not there, then the team might struggle. But if just anybody is out there, maybe not injured, the team might still cope well. That's what I'm saying. So if the key player, the key decision maker, or the most important person in terms of capital in the partnership pulls out. And it's not always about death. Sometimes somebody, if we pull funds together, I might say, I'm tired of the business, I want to go out. And that happens a lot with music. You know a lot of people who have a group of singers, then one person leaves and then the entire group crumbles. That's what we're talking about in terms of partnership. So if one very important key person leaves the team, then something might go wrong. Okay, good. Well, we have a positive one, joint stock company. A joint stock company is a company that is different from sole proprietorship and partnership because it's, number one, generates large capital and economies of scale. Large capital, they can sell shares from within, or they can sell shares to the public. That's what we mean by joint stock company. It could be a private company or a public company. And it's very effective because it is not affected by the death of any investor. And it's treated as a legal entity. That's one very important part of it, because if the business is owing you, you have to sue the business, take the business to court. And of course, the demerit, its formation is often costly and difficult. It's complex for easy or quick management because it's a big business, a lot of people are involved, and it usually lacks privacy, especially for a public limited liability company. Well, let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of privatization. So, private businesses are more profit-driven and efficient. If you privatize businesses, privatization simply means we turning a public business to a private business because they are very effective, and government can make money from selling these enterprises. Imagine government sells NNPC today. The government makes money from NNPC, but NNPC gets to be more effective. Maybe sold to Rwanda, sold to Shell, or to Salvas. The firms provide cheaper goods through competition. Also, there are negative parts of this. It may lead to job losses because whenever we sell public enterprises, when the private businesses set in, or private investors, the first thing they do is fire a lot of people. And private companies may dominate sectors and exploit consumers. That's the last thing we want for you as a consumer. Essential services like Roads, healthcare, schools might not be available. They might become more expensive because they would want to make profit and increase the price. Okay, it's time for us to take our quiz. Let's be very fast with it. I'll read out the question. You try and get the answer. I'll be very fast. Which of the following is not a characteristic of sole proprietorship? Of course, the answer to this is complex decision-making process. Number 2, in a partnership, the agreement that outlines the terms of the business relationship is called, can you tell what it is? Yes, it is called partnership deed. So let's move on. Number 3, one advantage of a public limited company over a private limited company, I said this earlier, and the answer to this is the ability to raise capital through public share offerings. They sell shares to the public, like advertise on a newspaper, advertise on television. You must have seen MTN shares sold. A major disadvantage of privatization is that it can lead to what? Can you figure it out? Yes, the answer is lead to monopolistic practices, exploitation of people. They buy all the other companies and they are the only one in the market. Number 5, commercialization of public enterprises primarily aims to do what? Of course, to make sure that they become profitable, they become more efficient, working like private companies. Number 6, which of the following is a key characteristic of a sole proprietorship? We should all know this is quite too easy. Quick decision making. And number 7, what is the major disadvantage of a partnership business? Yeah, when partners are together, they still have unlimited liability, just like a sole proprietorship. Number 8, a business owned and controlled by the government is which of the following? Can you tell which one is owned by the government? Of course, it is public corporation, public enterprises, they often call it. Then number 9, which of these is an advantage of a private limited company over a sole proprietorship? We have to compare 2 types of business now, or 2 forms of business. And the answer to this is higher capital base because they sell shares to within the investors of the business privately. And the last question, which of the following is a disadvantage of public corporations? Public enterprises, businesses owned by the government. You can tell everything owned by the government in the underdeveloped countries like ours. Of course, what would be the major problem? Yes, bureaucracy and inefficiency. Not like they meant it, but that's how it all works. So we've understood what business is like. We've understood how we should run any business, or what are the systems to use in running a business. You can run a sole proprietorship, you can run a partnership, you can run a joint stock company, which could be a private limited company or a public limited company. So these are different. What are different methods of types of business? What I want you to do for me is to think of which one you like to own. And while you own any, think of this, there will always be advantages to it and there will always be disadvantages to it. So it's very important for you to know the type of business you're running. Oh, so we've learned so much about business already. I hope you kickstart your own business. So we're going to take a break right now and come back to more concepts in economics.